Yo everyone, what's up? Welcome back. MaxTech Motorsports here again with the GTI. Okay guys, so you can see coilovers are in, subframes in, brand new tie rods are in, control arms, all that jazz is done. And that's where I left off with you guys last time. Today we're putting our brakes back on. So as you guys can see, I went ahead and took off the old brake shield, which was an absolute miracle. I could not believe that I got these guys out. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. After all the struggling with this side especially, I could not believe that this came out. But yeah, these guys, I think they're 8mm. I was hammering a 7mm on it, tried 9mm, hammered an 8mm on it. Let them soak in PB Blaster for about 3-4 days. And yeah, they're finally off. So we're going to be putting on the brand new shield, and then we have brand new rotors, which I will show you, brand new calipers and Hawks performance pads, and then we have our powder coated brake brackets that were curiously done by Rice Rocket Powder Coating, as you guys saw in the last couple of videos. But yeah, so I'm gonna go grab some of the parts, and yeah, we'll get going here. All right guys, so let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So you guys can see brand new brake dust shields. This is from Das Parts as per usual, with some brand new, you can see, brand new bolts or screws. Oh my god, look at that, way better than these little guys. But yeah, again, so we have these for the cover, and then we will be putting in today. We got our Stoptech, a little windy right now, but we got our Stoptech stainless lines. And for anyone that wants to know, there is the part number for it. So it's got all that good in there, hardware. I'm probably gonna have to put some Teflon tape or some pipe dope on what's called the existing brake line. It looks like it's been on there before. But again guys, so we're going with stainless steel braided lines. And then for the calipers, brand new calipers guys, from AC Delco. So you can see them right there. I will be taking it out, obviously. The thing I like about this right now is that you can see the plunger on the actual caliper is already reset to the back. So if you're going to be using your stock calipers, then you're going to be having to take a C-clamp or some sort of contraption that you're going to have to push all the brake fluid that's in the caliper back out with your bleeding screw. That way you can get your new brake pads in there. So high temperature ceramic brake lubricant. So again guys, put this, I'll probably put on the carrier or bracket bolts. I'll probably put some on these little bolts, as well as behind the brake pads, all the pins, everything that's included with the caliper here. And then we got our brake brackets or carriers that have been powder coated, as you guys saw in the other video. So these will be going back on, and then the good stuff. So let's take a look at the actual brakes that are going on here. First thing first, we have our Hawks performance pads, Street 5.0 pads right here. So you guys can see that. I haven't even opened yet, but I do see, which is pretty cool, the driver's side one here has the sensor for your low brake pad wear sensor that's on the MK4, which is really cool. I was thinking I was gonna have to delete that and tune it out, but it's there. And then it comes with some grease to put behind the brake pads, as you guys can see, so I'll use that stuff. And then taking a look at the rotors, these are MSport. So MSport rotors from Das Parts, and there they go, or there they are boys. Look how sweet those guys are. So from what I was told, these are, I think, just a little bit bigger or almost the same size as your stock rotors that come on the MK4. It feels like I haven't seen brakes on here in a while, so maybe that's just me. But as you guys can see, cross drilled, ready to go. Yeah, I didn't like, I mean, I can't afford to do big Brembos and massive Wilwoods or Stoptech brakes. I mean, balling on a budget here. So with the car being how small it is, like, I think these should be okay. We'll see how it goes. But yeah guys, so there we go. That's kind of what we're dealing with today, which is pretty sweet. As you guys can see, it is stunning out here, and if you guys look over there too, the Wolfsburg Jetta is gone. I just don't have time this year to really build up a derby car or figure eight car, so yeah, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna get going on putting on the brand new dust shields here. So again, I got my brand new bolts or screws. I guess you could say that's a bolt. So these bolts are gonna go on. Put a little dab of silicone on them, and yeah, we'll get these on. I'm actually gonna dab these guys in some anti-seize again. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just lubricant. But yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit of anti-seize on here. I'm really hoping that I'm not gonna have to do this again. So that's why I kind of went ahead and spent a couple extra bucks on these shields. Thank God for Das Parts. I mean, the guys have helped me there immensely, and not just saying that as a sponsor thing, but they've been really helpful for a lot of this stuff. So gotta do a big shout out to them. So yeah, I'm just gonna dab some anti-seize on here, and then guys, make sure you take off this stuff just so it doesn't burn on you. So again, guys, you guys can see I'm gonna still try to get more of that off, but you can't really mess it up. It only goes one way here, so that's it. So you can see how everything lines up. Again, make sure you put a little bit of anti-seize, just a wee bit in there, and then you can see it goes, oh boy, one-hander, there we go. Just getting everything loose in there now, and yeah, it fits good so far. No issues. And then the last one goes right there. This is usually where they tend to rot out, is on that one. Both of mine were like cut right there pretty much from how much rust there is. But even though the spindle looks like crap, like look how much better that looks. Again, I'm gonna take the price tag off here, but you guys can see that. Try not to over tighten these. Huge pain with the camera. There we go. It's good to have a can of brake clean going on, just so you can give everything a wash as you're going along here. You don't want anything oily and stuff getting onto your brakes, so I'm just going to give it pretty much every time I do something, except for probably the brackets there, the carriers. Yeah, give everything a bit of a spray, wipe it down. If you got paper towels, it's probably better than this roll of whatever I got going on here, but at least it's something. So while we have the room here, guys, that's where we're going to put our brand new brake lines on. So you guys can see again, there's the part number for it. These are direct fit. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to toss on a little bit of thread sealant, just a little bit on that right there, on the brake line, OEM brake line. And again, guys, from before, make sure you guys keep this little retainer clip. These are the clips that came off, obviously, when we took the brake lines out. Again, guys, if you're going to be doing this whole thing without taking the caliper off, or you're going to be not replacing the caliper, just make sure you guys zip tie it up somewhere so it doesn't hang and stretch that OEM brake line out. But because of our situation, we went ahead and took it off, so you can see. But yeah, so again, gonna toss these bad boys on here. It comes with 2 different sets of bolts, so I'll have to see which one works with what with the caliper, obviously. See how, or the caliper, sorry. But yeah, so I'm gonna get these out. Again, a little bit of pipe dope on the stock OEM brake line, because that looks like they've put it on there, and these should thread right into these guys. Perfect fit here, guys. Look at that. Again, we have our tabs here for the actual line, but that thread in there, no problem. I'm just gonna grab, I think that's a 7/16 wrench, and I'll probably grab like an adjustable, or that might be what does that look like? Maybe not 3/4, maybe a 17 or whatever, 18, just to tighten everything up. And you guys can see the pipe dope on there. And then when that's all said and done, yeah, we're gonna put our little clip in, and that will be our brake line installed. And we got our banjo bolt down here, you can see that. So nice and tight. Okay guys, there we go. So there's the clip in there. That means our brake line is done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the carrier on with the carrier bolts, which are 18 mil, I think. I'm just gonna look up the torque specs for these guys right here. Put a little bit of anti-seize on them as always. Okay guys, so we're gonna get ready to put the disc on the rotor. So I'm just gonna clean up the hub or the spindle just a little bit more. Again, brake clean it guys. Make sure you get all this grease and crap off. And then after you're done that, I'm gonna toss on this stuff. Put a little silicone just on there, just so it doesn't squeal. It can handle the heat. And then, yeah, when we get there, I'll show you guys kind of how to line it up, because as you guys can see, the bolt that comes from the factory, yeah, so someone either broke it or whatever over the years. So it's kind of tricky, but we'll get it going on. So there's the new rotors, guys. I showed you guys from MSport. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, take them out. I'm just gonna give them a little bit of a brake clean. As you guys can tell, I got brand new gloves on, just to keep any oils on my skin and my old gloves from going on those bad boys there. So I'm gonna give them, yeah, just a little bit of a brake clean shower. So there we go, nice and clean, fresh gloves on. Man, it's gonna look so good on here. But yeah, so if that little nut or that little bolt isn't broken on your OEM spindle here, and you have that, you're going to use that little guy to kind of help guide you and mount you into the right position. Other than that, you're pretty much screwed. So what you're going to be doing is just line up your holes as if you were putting a wheel on. Everything should fit on there nice. And yeah, pretty much, like, obviously when you put your lug nuts on, it will lock the rotor into place. So just be careful with your new carriers, especially fresh paint. But man, these are gonna look so good, man. Okay, so you guys can see now, I ended up having to take the carrier off if you were watching that last clip. So what I'm gonna do is put the rotor on now. I hope to God that they will fit with that carrier. Yeah, we'll see how that works. Again, these were supposed to be a direct fit, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they go pretty good, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, so you guys can see there where it mounts up. Again, this is where that little tiny screw, if yours is not stripped, really helps. But I'm just going to use the lugs just to kind of keep it in place, and then hopefully, yeah, I'll put the carrier back on. The carrier does fit. It's tight, but it does fit for sure. Again, if you guys have that little screw, it makes such a big difference just to kind of keep this thing in place. But yeah, it will work and it will fit, thank goodness. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's just so much easier if this thing is sitting where it's supposed to be, which it will, obviously, when the wheels are on and whatnot, and the caliper and stuff like that. But wow, guys, look at that, man. Again, I'm gonna have to brake clean all of this just to kind of keep everything nice and keep the surface in good shape here. But yeah, this is back on the carrier, and I'm just gonna make sure retorque it down 92 foot-pounds. Got everything all cleaned up here. Again, guys, it's just a wee bit loose, but once I have the wheels on and everything sits properly, yeah, it will fit for sure. So now I'm gonna be yeah, getting the caliper going on here. So again, from AC Delco, let's get this out of the bag. There we go. Brand spanking new, brand new clip here, brand new guide pins, brand new bleeder. It's got everything ready to go. And yeah, again, the plunger is already pushed back. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing all set up, as well as our brake pads. Oh man, so if you guys can see this, you can see something I did not notice. Those are brand new carriers that came with the caliper, which I did not know that they did. I should have looked at this a lot sooner, but that's okay. You can see I still got the powder coated ones on there, which is fine because they look pretty sick. Not gonna lie, I like them a lot, and I dig the color, and I'll go with the whole kind of new look. But yeah, guys, if you guys get brand new calipers, at least from AC Delco here, they'll provide you with the carrier. So oh boy, so I'm gonna have to take off obviously the clip has to come out, and gonna have to take off. So the 7mm Allen, I think it is 7mm Allen, is gonna have to come off as well, and that way we can put the actual caliper on to that carrier right there. So just coating the guides here with our silicone brake lubricant, as you guys can see, to get everything ready to go. And then yeah, we'll get our pads ready to go as well. These are to be torqued to 21 foot-pounds. I'll have to double check, but I believe it's 21 foot-pounds for these onto the brake bracket / carrier. But yeah, so time to get the pads out here too. Again guys, just remember, these from Hawks here, which is pretty cool, they do provide the one pad that has the sensor on it for your driver's side. So just make sure that you keep that one on the driver's side. Obviously it's not going to work on the passenger side here, but yeah, let's open up. I'll show you guys that as well, and we can start mounting them. And then we're almost done the passenger side today, which is nice. I'm going to be running out of daylight soon, so I'll be doing the driver's side hopefully in the next couple days, but at least this spot is done. Again, this is for the driver's side, not the passenger side, and it's got the sensor for the brake wear. So I'm going to put that away for now. Try to keep all oils off of them if you can. And then on the passenger side, again, you're going to have this little kind of bracket that's going to go into there. And then, either one of these, sorry, I should say, is going to go on the outside of your caliper here. And then again, guys, Hawks provided, where did I put it? Ah, there it is. So it's got some high temperature lubricant that you can use to go on the back of these brake pads, sorry, which I'm pretty excited to use. Apparently they're pretty good for the track as well as street use, so see how they wear. This is my first time going to be using some performance pads, so I'm really excited about that, and very eager to learn on how they're going to react. But yeah, I'm going to assemble everything on the caliper and the carrier here, and then we can tie everything in, and then at least the passenger side will be done. This might be a little bit too much, but at least I know it's covered over. Again, you're going to want to do this on the back. So there we go, we got the first one in here. Just going to prep the second one. And again guys, if you're using your old caliper, you're going to have to push this plunger back all the way, because when you take off your old pads and stuff, the plunger's going to be sticking out. So again, you might have to use some sort of contraption or a C-clamp or whatever. There's plenty of tutorials on how to do it, but at least you guys have an idea on how it's going to kind of fit here. Oh yeah guys, look at that. Oh baby, look at that. A little heavy, yep, I know, a little heavy on the silicone, but everything fits in there nice. So again, I'm just going to put the guides in here and torque it down to 21 foot-pounds. .21 foot-pounds, guys, is for sure the torque spec you're going to want for your guide pins here. And then yeah, everything's all mounted up, ready to go. It looks really good. I'm going to give everything kind of like a final brake clean, but yeah, looks really good. And we're going to put our brake line on tonight as well. And then I'm just going to mount the wheels on today. That way it kind of keeps these out of the elements where they're sitting right now. And then again guys, make sure when you're done you bleed your brakes. So because of the situation with this car, we're not going to be doing any bleeding until the rears are done. Ooh baby, look how good that looks. Just got to tighten it up here. Again, you have the two washers. Should be yeah, that should be right, hopefully. This is my first time doing brakes, guys, so again, this is a vlog, not a masterclass, so take it with a grain of salt. I really do appreciate everyone so far that has been following along. Without getting off topic too much here, following along with the build, really appreciate it. Yes sir guys, okay, here we are. So don't forget to put your little clip back in as well. It's a little tough to do, or a little awkward, but it will go in, so don't forget to do that guys. Again, we're going to torque down this banjo bolt to 26 foot-pounds. I think I have it there. I'm going to give it a good try later on, just to make sure, like after I do a full nut and bolt on the car again. And then we have our 21 foot-pounds for the guides, just to guys give you a reminder on that. But yeah, It looks so good. Again, there's a lot of silicone stuff I have everywhere, but yeah, that's the passenger side done. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to end the clip right here, and then over the next couple days, hopefully, depending on the weather, I'm going to get the driver's side done, and then I'll do an edit on that, try to shorten everything up for you guys. So yeah. Alright guys, so we're here again, continuing on with our brakes. So over here, we're going to have to do pretty much the same thing that I did on the passenger side, except I'm going to have to add in the brand new sensor, or I guess you can say the used sensor for the ABS. So that's for the ABS sensor that broke when we were taking everything off. And then we're gonna have to use this guy right here. This is for the brake pad sensor, which is awesome that those Hawks pads actually include. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue on here with putting our brake shield on first, getting that all set up. I did end up going out and grabbing some spacers. So we have, these are 10 mil spacers right here. As you guys can see, got the extended lug nuts as well, or lug bolts in this case. This is for the 10 mil, from what I've been told, is pretty much the minimum of what you're going to need to run at least the long beaches on with the coilovers. So yeah, we went out and got those for a great deal from Das Parts as always. Yeah, I just can't wait to get this car on the ground, man. I just really wanted to be able to move and whatnot, but yeah, everything's looking pretty good so far. But anyways, we'll go continue on with our driver's side here, and yeah, I'll do this a little bit quicker just to kind of show you guys as we go along here. So again guys, just cleaning up the hub here. As you guys can see, it's been coated in fluid film and PB Blaster, as you guys know. So yeah, I just gave everything a bit of a wire brush again, just to make everything easier for putting on the rotor, and you want to have a nice clean surface for when you put on the high temp silicone lubricant, as well as for when I put my spacer on. And then again guys, yeah, make sure you get the brake clean out, give this a little bit of a bath just to make sure it's clean. Got the fresh mitts on here, boys. Fresh mitts as always, keep this as clean as possible. And then yeah, we're gonna mount it on there again, just like the passenger side, before we put the carrier on the back of it. It just makes it a lot easier with these slightly bigger rotors. So the tricky part again, what a pain in the ass, man, trying to get this thing on, the rotor on with the carrier at the same time. Just a bit of a nightmare if you don't have that screw, but we're doing the best we can here, guys. And again guys, remember that these guys right here have to be torqued down to 92 foot-pounds like we did on the passenger side. So you can go 60 and then 92, just makes it a lot easier. So they're in there now, just got to tighten them up, and again torque them, and then get everything a nice brake clean shower again, and then we can start mounting our caliper as well as the pads, and then we can get our electrical setup with the ABS sensor and the brake pad sensor. So just doing the 60 first. There we go, 60 foot-pounds. Okay. Now we'll set up from the 92. There we go, guys. Okay, awesome. So those are now done, finally. So we have a good start so far on the driver's side. Let's get the pads ready. And again, guys, it already comes with the brake brackets, the carriers. I did not know that. I should have opened it a lot earlier, but that's all right. So I'm just gonna take that off and then give everything, again, some silicone, high temp brake silicone on the guides, you know what I mean, on the back of the pads and whatnot, to get that all set up. With the driver's side, you can see this is your, I'm trying not to put any oil on the surface of the pad here, but yeah, so there you can see there's your sensor again. I showed you guys that earlier. So again, this is going to go on the inside. You can see a little kind of, there you go, a little bracket going to go on your plunger right there, and then that is what's going to hook up to this guy. right there. So yeah, again, I'm just going to put on this stuff right here, the high temp grease on the back of the pads, put some on the clip as well as on the insides of the carrier here. That way everything is nice and seated properly. It's got some good lubrication to it and it can handle the heat. And then yeah, and then we got this side on, guys. Holy moly, we're getting there. We're getting really close. So there we go, we're getting it on there. Awesome. So clips right on, pads are in there. Again, guys, this rotor is a little wonky right now just because I don't have that screw. But again, once I have the wheel lugs in there, it'll be nice and tight. And then yeah, I already put a little bit of high temp silicone on the guides. So I'm just going to take the 7mm Allen here, tighten it right up. And again, these are torqued to 21 foot-pounds, I believe. Yep, 21 foot-pounds is what those guides are. I got the rotor ready to go. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put my new ABS sensor on. So Das Parts gave me like a whole kind of wiring setup here, but I ended up just taking the ABS part off. And then pretty self-explanatory, guys. You got your orange and black from the OEM harness and the orange and black from the sensor. So just gonna strip it up, put a little bit of a couple of butt connectors on there, you can solder or whatever, and then make sure I heat shrink it, tape it up. This is gonna be right in the elements, right? So you want to make sure this is nice and protected. So there you guys go, you guys can see now. So this is obviously been electrical taped, and then I have some big heat shrink over top, and then I used 2 of these little 18 to 22 wire gauge butt connectors. These are the shrinkable ones, so they've been like double shrunk down with some protective coverings, and then as well as some electrical tape just to kind of keep everything in there. And then I'm going to add in, still got a bunch of leftover DI thermal covering here, a couple zip ties, and then we will hook these bad boys up, and that will take care of everything. Yeah, everything that we got to do there, guys. And there we have it, guys. There we go, finally done. The front suspension stuff, again, we got brand new JOM and JT coilovers with height adjustment dampening with custom, these are 10K Swift springs. So brand new, guys, brand new pinch bolts, 34 Motorsports upper strut mounts. And then we have some MSport Cross drilled rotors here with these are Novatech, I think they're called. These are 10mm spacers, brand new extended lugs. And then we have our stock brake carriers, powder coated. Thank you Rice Rocket powder coating in Toronto there for taking care of that, as well as our sway bar and our subframe, which I will show you guys. Brand new brake calipers, Hawks performance pads, white line adjustable end links. And again, guys, we did brand new brake shields, as well as the ball joints, inner tie rods, outer tie rods, the whole 9 yards. Here's our subframe again. But yeah, driver's side's all done too. I'll go show you the connections. So right there, there's our connection for our brake pad sensor, and then our little ABS sensor. I think I have that the right way. I might have to do some adjustments, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, it's getting there for sure. This was a big thing to tackle, and again, if you're just watching this video, make sure you guys go back and check out yeah, the whole process on how I took everything out, the torque specs, all that stuff. Yeah, make sure you guys check that out. So huge thank you to Das Parts, as always, for providing me with a lot of these parts, as well as Rice Rocket powder coating for doing, like, look at the subframe, it looks so good. But yeah, and thank you guys for watching not only this video, but if you guys followed along with the whole process of rebuilding the whole front end here. Yeah, it takes a while, but it can be done by yourself, even if you're not the most Volkswagen friendly mechanic or just a regular dude like me. So it definitely can be done. yeah, I'm heading on vacation for a couple days, so I'm gonna be taking this baby off the jacks, parking it, and make sure it's safe, and then I will be taking care of the whole rear end of the car. We're going to put brand new brakes on the rear, as well as brand new brake calipers. We have an aftermarket sway bar from Maybach, as well as our John and JT coilovers with our custom Swift springs for the rear as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Yeah, once we get that done, guys, we can finally get this thing like rolling on the road to get alignment. Also going to be going to hopefully Dominate Performance in Toronto to get our custom tune done. So yeah, anyways guys, I really appreciate you guys following along right now. If you have any questions as far as this whole front end assembly stuff goes, hopefully these videos aren't too complicated or too off topic or anything like that, but you can always DM me on YouTube, as well as Instagram at MaxTech Motorsports, as always. So yeah, take care guys, be safe, and look forward to seeing you guys next.